Monster Hunter World is just hours away from its official launch, and we can't wait to start hunting with gamers all around the world thanks to the game's region-free servers. But as we inch towards January 26th, 2018, Western gamers' hype for Monster Hunter World seems to be rising to an all-time high. However, the Monster Hunter series has been known for its high barrier of entry. This wall has no doubt been a big reason why the series has been considered niche in the West. While we trust Capcom to do a competent job implementing a tutorial into the full game, we've heard tons of complaints from newcomers to the franchise who have been frustrated with the beta trials. And hey, I completely understand. I've been a newcomer to the series once. Back in my day, when I was your age. So we thought we'd put together a few tips to help you get over parts of that initial hurdle. Things I wish I was told when I started out. This is Jeff from D-Up Gaming checking in, and these are my 5 newcomer tips to Monster Hunter World. There are 14 types of weapons in Monster Hunter World, each with its own moveset and subtlety. Big and slow, small and quick, ranged, melee, flashy, modest. The training room in the beta showed players some of the basic combos for each weapon, but to truly familiarize yourself with a particular weapon, you must go and get into a few fights with it. Hit things and get hit by things. Miss and get hit by more things. Be sure to get accustomed to the timing and angle of each swing. Each weapon in Monster Hunter World has a distinctive playstyle, so finding the weapon type that feels comfortable to you, then mastering when and how to use each attack could be the difference between you carving your mark and being carted back to camp. Will you be stabbing some tails off with your lance? Or will you be breaking faces with a hammer? Will you be sniping it from afar with your bowgun? Or will you be getting into the thick of things with a switch axe? The choice is completely yours. Now note, the Monster Hunter gods kill a pellicle every time you walk more than 3 steps with your greatsword unsheathed. So unless your name is LeBron James or James Harden, sheath that thing and run. If you're trying to cover a short distance quickly, then roll. Please, for the love of pellicles, do not walk with it. Keeping an eye on the sharpness of your weapon is vital in Monster Hunter. Notice this little sword at the upper left corner of your screen? This bar represents your weapon's current sharpness, which decreases with each attack you land. When the bar is depleted, your weapon's sharpness color changes, which tells you your weapon has gone dull. Not only does a dull weapon deal less damage, attacks may bounce off parts you were previously able to land hits on and leave you completely vulnerable. When your weapon bounces, you'll get trapped in a canned recoil animation, leaving you unable to react to any incoming attacks. Occasionally, you'll get lucky as the kind creature looks the other way to play with your friends, but let's avoid that dice roll by doing something extremely simple, and that is using your whetstones regularly. You often see other hunters begin to sharpen their weapons when they realize the monster is leaving the area. Follow suit. Since the beast is leaving and not targeting anyone, it is a great time to sharpen your weapon and use restorative items. You can see the general direction it's heading anyway, plus doing so will give the scout flies some time to recalculate the trekking route, so it's fine to let the monster get a bit of a head start and allow yourself a quick breather before chasing after it. But what happens when you need to use your whetstone in the middle of your fight? Not just how to use your items, but when. In some games, you can get away with running, hiding, and then potting up nonchalantly. Unfortunately for us, these big bads in Monster Hunter can cover distance in a hurry, so the timing of item usage is nearly as crucial as that of each attack of yours. While you can walk slowly when using restorative items, if the Engineer decides to give you a nice warm fireball to the face when you're eating meat, you're still If you find yourself in need of a potion or two, wait until the target has finished one attack and started turning towards a teammate in preparation for its next attack. The time it takes to turn and finish its next attack is almost always enough for you to finish consuming one item. Keep your eyes peeled and wait for that opportune moment. There is no point to drinking a potion that leads to more pain. Weapons, armors, and other items in Monster Hunter are upgraded and created using items that you find in the wild or body parts you carve off of the monsters. So let your inner hoarder out and grab everything. The scout flags can direct you to gathering spots near you in addition to showing you where your objective monster is. So when you're out on missions, take that extra second to step over and pick up that honey. Even on the opening missions of the game, spend some time to gather the loot around you. They will all add up and be worth your while, I promise. In the early goings of the game, I recommend that you carve every little monster that you defeat, not just the large ones. In past titles, a lot of the items and equipment are created using parts from large monsters as well as parts from the smaller ones. So it's extremely annoying when all that's standing between you and that shiny new weapon is like the horns of this thing. Early on in the game, it is alright to simply upgrade the base weapon given to you. As you complete more quests and receive loot from different monsters, you should begin to invest in weapons of different elements and even different weapon types. Similar to most video games, each monster in Monster Hunter has different element types or damage types it's vulnerable against. To be specific, even each part of a monster's body has its own weaknesses. Furthermore, some body parts can only be broken when attacked with certain elements or damage types. So your hunting horn is probably not going to be cutting off any tails anytime soon. Sorry, my musically inclined friends. There are nearly 30 large monsters in Monster Hunter World, and the road to taking down all of them effectively is a consistent learning process. Depending on your playstyle with each weapon, you may find some fights more manageable using a weapon type outside of your main. Maybe the Rathalos flies too high, and you feel the need to increase your attack range with the longbow. Maybe you'll find it more fun to cut the tail off of the Barroth with your longsword. Experiment with different weapons. Once you get comfortable with your main, you may discover new openings and strategies you otherwise would have missed. And here's a final bonus tip. Be patient. Monster Hunter is not a beat-em-up. It's not a fighting game. It's certainly not a run-and-gun FPS. Your fights with these fierce bosses would likely not be over in 60 seconds. So don't just run up and risk your life trying to complete your 37-hit combo. You'd be lucky if you get 6 hits in. Trading damage with an organism 10 or 15 times your size is something we at D-Up advise against. Unless you use dual blades, but those guys are crazy. So be cautious and efficient. Get in, get out. Keep in mind that these missions will be little marathons and not sprints. Safety first, or your 9 lives will be over sooner than you can say. So there you have it, new hunters. These are the few tips I wish someone had shared with me when I first started with this franchise. Do you find these tips useful? If you do, consider giving us a thumbs up and sharing this video with your other hunter friends. If you have any more questions or you think I left out anything, leave us a comment down below. Click subscribe and the little bell next to it, and follow us on Twitter at D_up_gaming. This is Jeff from D-Up Gaming signing off, and I look forward to seeing you all in the world of Monster Hunter. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.